Hello, all my wonderful fish friends. It's Lord Magicus. We're back this week. A little bit late this week, I know, but we're playing more fishies. So we had a perfect example of like how things can go terribly, terribly awry, and in the worst possible way, and then how they can go absolutely perfect in the best possible way last week. So it's been a little bit of a roller coaster, but it's okay. To all of the new people that might be joining us, welcome. I usually do this every week, and I love reading all your comments. And if you could do me a favor, like the replay in this, that would be great. You know, if you want to subscribe, that would be even better. So I really, really appreciate that. But yeah, we're here to play more fishies. So let's get our deck set up, and then we'll look at it, and have a few minutes of quality time together, and then we'll jump into our league. All right, let's go. Nope, this was the old one. We gotta get the new one in here. Yeah, I know. Okay, beautiful. All right, add new deck. Uh, yeah, no, okay, that's right. Import fish. Good, beautiful. Fishies. Oh, good. It even picked the land I wanted to use for this. Okay, now here we go. I think this is what we're gonna play this week. So last week we did play a little bit with Floodpits Drowner. I had 3 copies in my list, and to be honest, I don't think that we really want or need them. But I mean, it's not a bad card by any means, but I don't know. It having 1 toughness is a little bit of a liability, but I mean the card is fine. It's just not really something you want to play against Orcish Bowmasters a lot. So I'm just trying to limit the number of things that I'm going to play that are going to be weak against Bowman. That's all. Mockingbird gets a pass because Mockingbird is not great to play it before Bowmasters, but it's really good to play afterwards because you just copy their Bowmasters and kill it. So that can be really strong. Uh, yeah, and they have to kill your Bowmasters then because otherwise, it's just going to get bigger armies from the Psychic Frogs attacking you. So yeah, I think Mockingbird is probably the one X1 that I actually am fine with against Bowman. Yeah, I'm keeping the 2 Hexcatchers here, but I went back up to 4 and 4 of my Harbingers and Lords here. I don't know if I need all 4 of these, but I seem to like them, and I don't really have much better that I want to put in this slot right now, so it seems like it's fine. We'll give it more of a shot here. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. Sideboard's not changing at all. Still the same cards, same strategies. You know the deal. They gave us some pretty cards to play with here this time. Look, we got the nice Tishana's Tidebinders and the really cool Mockingbirds. I'm a sucker for pretty cards. Yeah, they gave us nice lands here. So thank you, Mana Traders. I know it's been a little bit rocky with Mana Traders in their base for the last like couple months because they to retroactively kind of like change the deal for a bunch of people. So there was a whole thing about like the prices going up and like the limits getting readjusted that a lot of people were not happy about, but it's whatever. This is what we're doing, so sorry. I prefer not to have to buy all the new cards, so that's nice. But yeah, this is what we're doing. We're gonna play. So hopefully in a few minutes here people will see that we're live and start showing up. But yeah, alright, we'll see how this goes. Hi, Editor Magic is here. Just quick note, I'm cutting the first 3 matches here. We went 0-3 and dropped a league. It was pretty terrible. And we started a second league here, so I don't think that it's worth reviewing those 3 matches at all. However, I also had the window covering the screen for the first like 2 turns, so you'll be joining in the middle of my second turn for the first game here. So with that in mind, here you go. Enjoy. There we go. We're here. We're up against looks like Eldrazi. They revealed there's a Kozilek's Command Eldrazi Temple, and they revealed Devourer of Destiny. So that's what we're up against. They played Utopia Sprawl. We just killed it with the Tide Shaper. So Alright, well, I mean, this is probably okay. I actually kind of want to flare this. Like, I don't want to give them mana sources right now. Fuck them. It gives them colorless mana too, which I know that they need, so... If they don't do anything here, they're just going to get attacked for a lot. Yeah, that's what I thought. If they play the One Ring, I want them to be... Okay, they just die here. Neat. Alright, Look at this. They cannot cast spells and they're just dead. You can cast the One Ring and do absolutely nothing with it. Sure. Alright. Beautiful. Okay. So, let me think about this one. Which version of Eldrazi is the one playing Utopia Sprawl right now? Does this one have Through the Breach in it? It might. It may not. It might just be like actual Eldrazi, so we have to worry about what Kozilek's return. I mean, I think we want Tishana's Tidebinder. That card seems really good. Yeah. We do have, I think, Trinisphere as well, which they might try to ramp out, but I don't think that they bring that in against us. No, it's mostly just like the One Ring. I think we probably need Force and... How do we side with them? Hexcatcher, Tishana's Tidebinder, Force of Negation. Yeah, that's fine. So what do we not need? Oh, yeah, Harbinger of the Tides is not very necessary here. You can cut one of these, I think. Probably just like that. Actually, you know what? We can bring in this, too. We don't need Drowner for this. This hand is absolutely unkeepable. This hand is also equally unkeepable. Alright, cool. I guess we're keeping this, and... What do we do here? This is probably not going to be a Vial hand. We're just going to play, like... Vial's going to be really slow here. I think we get rid of that. We got to get rid of one of the two lords. I feel like I'm very torn on this. I do have, like, the One Rings and stuff, but they're on the play, which means they can probably get to it before we can stop them from doing anything about it. I'm going to get rid of Hexcatcher. I think we just need to be more aggressive here, and Spreading Seas hopefully can just, like, turn off their Utopia Sprawl in time for Harbinger to matter. It's not like a great hand, but we're doing what we have to here, so. They reveal 3 lands, okay. Play this tapped. Go. I will probably seize this Groves just because it may... Oh, well, no, we're definitely seizing the Temple. Alright. So I have to slow them down. It's not really what I want here. If they have Kozilek's Return, then we're in trouble because they're just going to cast it and kill our Harbinger. Well, they didn't do anything here. That's interesting. Yes. Okay, how do I do this? They can still cast it, but it only does 2 damage, so I guess if I just play a Lord here and then copy it next turn. What? These just got... They just don't have another land. Okay. Well, the thing is, if I can stick 2 Lords before I play the Harbinger, then it's out of K return range, so that's what I'm going to aim for here. And the Mockingbird would technically count, but... If I can get the Vial into... Alright, well, that's not good for us. Or drawing a Flare or a Force would be useful right now. Yep. Alright, I might actually just want to play Harbinger now just to make this thing fall off. Oh, that's bad. Alright. They missed a land drop, so I was hoping that maybe they would just miss another one, but... Alright, now things are getting dicey, and I'm not sure we can afford to fuck around here, so... Alright, let's just hope they don't have K return, that's it. If they have it, we're screwed. If not, then we're probably going to win this game. That's bad. Alright, we're dead. Well, I didn't do anything else here, so maybe it's not completely hopeless yet. This thing's going to come back and deal 5 to everything if they cast something that costs 7 or more, which is very likely that they can do that, so... Alright, No, look, I guess if that happens, like, we're going to lose anyway, so we may as well just do this and try to kill them quickly. If they have a 7-drop to cast, then we just accept that we die, and we were always meant to. Oh, well, yeah, okay, that's fine, whatever. That was really bad for us in 5 cards. What are you going to do? There's only so much we can do. Alright, let's try again. It's a really bad 5-card hand, and we just could not play around them having K return. Got very out of hand very quickly. The good news is we get to be on the play this time, and hopefully we don't have to mulligan to 5. That would be ideal. Again, I feel like we should have a pretty good matchup against this, as long as we just don't draw complete ass. Yeah, I think this is fine. We'll keep this. Really? I'm gonna play this just because I want to have my flare up, that's all. It's flare food is really it, so. I want them to play Utopia Sprawl so I can just nuke them back to the Stone Age. Thank you, opponent. You're the best. Yeah, okay. Play the Mutavault because I might draw another island and then I might want to have... Yeah, see, I'll keep Otawara in hand a little bit longer. Because there's a chance that I might actually end up using this as a spell effect if I just keep drawing more mana sources, so... Absolutely fucking... Lord here, because then next turn I can go Lord plus Hexcatcher. And if they try to return in response to Lord, I can always flash in... Well, no, I guess it doesn't matter, right? Okay. They made me sacrifice my enchantment. Neat. They could be playing the One Ring. Definitely don't want them to... If I attack them right now, I'm attacking them for 7. If I play Hexcatcher, then it's a lot harder for them to play the One Ring. I think that's the safer line here. It still protects me from K-Return because it doesn't actually kill my creatures right now. And I think they're in just as much trouble, so... Yeah, this is... Yeah, we're attacking them for like 16. Is this it? The One Ring? It's 1, 2, 3. They didn't exile a thing for this, so... I guess I'm just gonna sacrifice the Hexcatcher. Alright, well, here's the thing. Now they're in danger because, if they play it, it might actually kill them at 5 life. I can bounce a blocker. K-Return's not enough here, so... We probably have this one. Finally. Alright, we win the match. We're on the board! Alright, there we go. It's about time. Things are gonna go right for us, so... Maybe this is going to be a complete repeat of last week, where we just, like, abysmally fail the first time, and then we're just going to super succeed the second time. I would rather we just succeed the first time, but you know what? That's not always how this league goes, so... Alright, there we go. It's on the board, finally. Oh, here we go. We're playing. We are on the draw. Do we have a companion, friends? It doesn't look like it. This is like a really kind of... It's not like a terribly good hand at all. It doesn't actually like do anything. Like, I think that I'm supposed to... They've mulliganed. Do I keep this? There's so many, like, ways this goes very wrong, but... Whatever, I'm gonna mulligan it. This is not a whole lot better, but maybe, like, a little bit. Let's see. This could just end up being just as bad, but alright. It actually at least interacts with the opponent, so... I would rather keep a handful of cards that, like, do things than a handful of cards that don't do anything. Alright, well that seems really strong. Alright, I guess I'm just gonna pass here. Doesn't seem clear what we're up against just yet, so... Voice of Resurgence? Okay. Interesting. It's like the... Is this like a Nyazu deck? Alright, what deck is playing Voice of Resurgence in Modern right now? Because I don't think that this is a card I expected to see today. Yeah, okay, so it does look like that's probably not the Naya deck. So probably just Tide Shaper in the Plains is like the way to go here. Just hope they don't have like another fetch land. They probably do. I can't imagine they kept a hand that like only that doesn't have red mana in it since it's so important to them. But we gotta try, right? It's the thing that sets us up the best to potentially like win next turn. Oh, that's bad. All right, sure. So we're just looking for. I mean, Harbinger of the Seas doesn't actually do anything here, so I mean, I can play it, but I don't know how much it's going to help me. Skyclave Apparition is pretty bad for us. Um, that's actually really good for us. That's probably the best thing. Like, yeah, having a land here to copy the Skyclave is pretty awesome. Get rid of this shit. Solitude. Okay. I don't think that this works the way that you think it does. Opponent just scammed themselves out of a 3/3 token. Like, I don't know what they were thinking was going to happen, but I'm sure that's not it. Skyclave works for us. Uh-huh. Opponent doesn't seem to actually be able to do anything here. Okay, so what do we have to worry about here? think we just attack with everything and then just play... What, Harbinger? They might... So, okay, so this deck might actually need blue mana for Shardless Agent at some point. It's worth noting. But I think primarily this looks like just a white-green deck, so... There is that, okay. Merfolk. I think maybe I'm just attacking with the Mutavault here. Just kill the... This is a creature combo deck, so we gotta be careful. I need to like kill them quickly. And if they just don't draw lands, then I'm just gonna try to aggro them out with what I have on the board. Okay. They seem to just be like, yeah, flooding out on things they can't actually play yet. Alright, good luck. Neat. Okay, I am not sure what the fuck we're supposed to be doing about this, but I am pretty sure Dismember is important. Probably Tishana's Tidebinder is important. I am not actually convinced that Spreading Seas is all that necessary here. Yeah, Harbinger of the Seas doesn't seem like it's terribly good either. They do have Solitude, which is worth noting. There's lots of ETB effects in this deck. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just a value creature deck, so... It's possible that I'm supposed to have subtleties here. I don't know how many basics they have. I'm also not sure how much Hexcatcher matters. There could be stuff like Ephemerate that we have to be concerned about. Alright, I guess I'm just going to do it like this and hope for the best. So, yeah, it's not entirely clear to me like what this deck is, so... This is probably like... I don't know, like I'm not confident that this is going to do what we want it to do, but I'm going to try, so... Okay. And I'm probably just casting that for mana at some point, so... Seems incredibly unlikely that I'm actually, like... Okay, well, I mean, maybe Harbinger will do some work here. It's possible. Here's voice. Okay. I need them not to play, like, Birthing Ritual. I'm just gonna hope that they don't have a third land and try to play Ritual so I can counter it with Hexcatcher. Alright, well that plan doesn't seem like it's going to work out. Just take 2. Okay, well this Harbinger might, like, just crush them, so that's what I'm hoping. That I'm assuming that means that they're getting Solitude here. Right? That's gotta be it for sure. If they get anything that's not Solitude, then we're probably okay. And I do have multiple Harbingers, which is nice. They did get Solitude. Okay. Oh yeah, Voice of Resurgence does give them a thing, so that's worth noting. Alright, well I gotta make them burn it, right? So, do it. If I had Flare of Denial right now, this would be so good, but, you know. This is likely to get a basic, right? It has to, yeah. Well, that's devastating. Alright, just take some damage this turn. Hope they don't have another Solitude, because my plan here is going to be Harbinger them again. I'd just Mockingbird and copy this elemental token. Now, there's got to be better uses for this thing, right? So I think I just want to bounce this back to their hand. That's got to be it. So I basically can copy an elemental token. That means I have another 3/3. Might actually be worth it, though. Because I may need it in order to get through all this stuff. Alright. Okay, well, if they don't have another Solitude, I might get through this. Fuck me. Alright, you know what? This is over. Like, at this point, them having the Deputy on, like, 3 cards here with... Yeah, alright. It's basically lost. Like, I can't defeat this. Alright, this is fine. The game's over. This is not a good match either, for sure. Like, we struggle with this kind of stuff. Okay. This seems surprisingly effective. I'm thinking the Hexcatcher is probably not going to do what we want it to do here. Alright, I don't think fighting fairly is going to work, but this hand is not going to work because it only has 1 land. This hand will probably work because it has Vial in it. I think Mockingbird is actually the correct thing to get rid of here, because everything else we're going to tick Vial up until we get to 3. They've mulled to 5. Okay, so there's a chance. If we just draw like a land and tide shape a land, like, could actually hurt them pretty badly. But we really want to draw that land, because if they ever get to 3 mana, then they're going to eat our Vial and it's going to suck. Neat. Okay. Well, I have to play this, and I may as well play the Lord here. They had nothing to do on turn 1, so I guess we might have like voice here, but alright. They give us something nice to hit with our Tide Shaper. And I want to just tick Vial up to 3 to get these Tidebinders online. White Orchid Phantom, okay. Sure. Well, that's really good. Alright, let's just hope that they don't have a third land, because if they don't, then Tide Shape or the Tidebinder will probably just win by itself. They are very trigger heavy, so. So we won our first match, and we're in our second match here, and we're, what, 1-1, I think? So, this match is really weird and probably not terribly great for us, but we're hanging in there somehow. Okay. Our Vial is probably not going to live. They have some interesting choices to make, though. If they can only kill one thing right now. Oh, they just cast a ritual. Neat. All right. Yeah, they're basically like a value deck that also plays like Birthing Ritual to just try to like get a bunch of triggers off and stuff. So okay. They might be looking for a Skyclave off of this or something, or like a Deputy of Detention to just get rid of something here. They do think that they're probably safe with Solitude and Ephemerate. I'm sure that they do, yeah. They mulled to 5, so, but like, it still like can get very, very out of hand, so we have to be very careful. If I haven't seen them play Ephemerate yet, but if they have Ephemerate, then things can, they can go sideways very quickly. They're getting another land. Okay, so they need the land, it seems like. But, that's kind of okay. They only have 3 cards here, and I'm just attacking them for 1,000,000 right now. Like, they're actually just dead. I just have a Tidebinder. If they try to, like, Solitude me, I'm just going to Tidebinder it and I win. Okay, they just had nothing. Neat. All right. Lucky. Okay. First league was a complete fucking disaster. This one is much better. Just like last week. I don't know why it keeps happening like that. Well, I'm going to get a drink. I'm be right here. I'm not leaving the room. You can hear me, you can't see me. I've not left you, I promise. Now, creature combo decks like that are very scary to us because we don't have a lot of good ways to interact with them. So. All right, come on, we gotta keep it going. Lost the die roll. Okay, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I think I'm supposed to keep this. Just spreading seas them and hopefully, you know, go from there. All right. They've mulled a 6. I'm going to keep this. They have mulled to 5. Interesting. I mean, it could also be like Living End, and if it is, Hexcatcher would be really good. I don't know. Let's see. Urza Saga. Oh, well, okay. Then this Spreading Seas is going to be very good. Two mana Stone Ring. Opponent, what are you doing? This is not going to go well for you. My brother in Sfeilun, why are you doing this to yourself? The only way this gets any better is if we fucking draw Harbinger of the Seas this turn. I mean, okay. We don't have a... we do have a flare. I could just play this Mockingbird for 1. Let's start by doing this. We'll see what we want to do here. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do is play... Does it matter here? I guess I'll play Glasspool Mimic so I can play 2 spells next turn. So I doubt that there's much they can do here on 1. Alright, so we're up against Titan, right? We have sent them back to the Stone Age right now. Okay. Alright, well, they have Explorer. Okay, so what are you doing here? Another Amulet. Oh, that's scary. I only have 2 cards, though, and it seems like they might not be casting Titan anytime soon. Excuse me. Could be casting the One Ring. So I think maybe what I want to do here is play Mutavault, Hexcatcher, and probably Lord of Atlantis. I don't know, maybe I'm not supposed to play Lord here. Maybe I'm supposed to play, like, Harbinger of the Tides. Because if I have to sacrifice something, that's probably better to sacrifice. Playing Lord next turn might actually just be better. This game is not won until we successfully cast a until we successfully cast a Harbinger of the Seas. The good news is it seems like they don't really have anything, so could copy this here. Could also just play this for one and then just like use Drowner as my flare food. I think that's better. Or I mean, use Mockingbird as flare food here. Okay, if this card resolves, they could actually like theoretically come back from this. So I think that I do want to counter this. I don't think they have anything else relevant right now. That's actually interesting to consider. All right, so right now, 7, 8, 9. If I bounce an Amulet of Vigor, can they actually still win here? They could replay it, play a bounce land. Yeah, I mean, I guess that could happen. They have to draw basically exactly a bounce land. Just put more things out so they can't like cast the One Ring, I guess. All right, don't draw like land into tight. All right, they don't have it. Neat. Okay. Tidebinder, good. All right. See, look, that one went way better. Subtlety, very good. Well, this one has, yeah, they're heavy on Urza Saga, so like I almost kind of want to keep NCs now. I don't know if all the Titan lists are still like running with all the sagas or not. I don't think the last one we saw played it at all. But this one, I don't know. I guess they have them, so I don't know. Like, C's are not terribly good versus. I mean, they were this time, but there's no guarantee that they're gonna be. I mean, I probably want Hexcatcher in Forces anyway. I mean, we do have Harbinger of the Seas. That should help a little bit, and I don't think we need Harbinger of the Tides. Drowner is also not terribly necessary. Alright, let's go. Up a game. Our sideboard is incredibly good, so just keep Amulet from resolving, keep Titan from resolving, we're okay. This hand seems fucking fantastic. We're absolutely going to keep this. We can force an Amulet, pitch like Harbinger of the Seas, and still probably win this game. They have mulligan to 5 cards. So again, if we like force an Amulet, it's over. Four? Why? Their hand is atrocious. There is no way they are beating this. Like, if they go like turn 1 Urza Saga, again, that's just like the worst possible thing that could happen for them. They're not going to get Amulet from it. Okay, they're keeping 4 cards. Cavern of Souls, neat. Giant, okay. Good luck with that. No. They have 2 cards left. Like, there is basically 0 chance that they can win. And the fact that we just pitched our best card against them for that Force of Negation should be a sign to them that our hand is just incredibly powerful. So, like, they have to just be questioning everything in life right now. They're having the league right now that we just had last league. Okay, you have this one. Go for it. The nice thing is we're not. Yeah, it's so. I don't know. With 2 cards left and an amulet, like there, it doesn't matter. Like it doesn't. Like, what are they gonna do here? Okay. They have nothing to do with this mana here. And I'm not going to give them anything to do with it next turn. So what? We know the remaining cards in their hand, right? So we know that they have nothing. Okay, good. So they have nothing they can draw here. I would honestly consider just conceding to this, right? Like, it seems incredibly hopeless. There we go, chat. Called it. They're just like, okay, they have 1 card in hand. Like, they have nothing to do here. You know, awesome. Amazing. We went from 0-3 to 3-0. So, look, this is how we're supposed to do this. On our way back again. Maybe we'll get another trophy. Who knows? The inconsistency is really terrible, but I don't know. If it works, I guess. Yeah, that's right. We're gonna turn 1 trophy into 2. It's just weird how like last week we went like 0-4 into 5-0, and this week we're like 0-3 into 3-0. It's just incredible how like ridiculous these swingy these matchups can be. Yeah, math. I mean, that's just how it is sometimes, but I'll take it, I guess. Our last Titan opponent just had, like, everything, and this Titan opponent just had nothing, apparently, so... We are on the draw here, or I'm sorry, on the play here, and this hand seems alright. 4 lands is a little bit more than I like, but, I mean, this should be okay. There's a chance Otawara might be a spell for us here. They've mulliganed to 6. Alright. I always just have hope with these kind of hands that it ends up being like Living End or something where just Hexcatcher by itself is enough to just beat them, so... A Misty Rainforest is probably a good sign, right? Watery Grave, okay. So, I'm assuming this is like Dimir Murktide? If I had to take a guess. It's not bad. They put 2 cards on top, though. That's not ideal. Play Lord of Atlantis. I don't need to show them the Cavern of Souls just yet. Like, they're tapped out here, so... Let's not tell them that their counter magic is useless until they, like, leave it up and it actually matters. Here's a Psychic Frog. Excuse me. I mean, yeah, we could just Otawara this thing, so... They just discard an Orcish Bowmasters. Why do this now? Well, they're only going to get 1 card back here, and they are not going to counter this Otawara, so... That was really weird. Why don't they just wait till their turn to do this? What are they worried about? Murktide? I mean, our hand is set up to beat this, right? Sure, they can get 1 card back, but I'll just wait until their turn and just Otawara this thing back, right? Actually, I might want to use the Sink into Stupor here. Because they are tapped out. If they have Counterspell, I bounce the Murktide. They can't actually do anything with it, so... Then I wait till next turn and Otawara this thing. That seems like that might be better. I mean, I would prefer to, like, play these 2 on the same turn as each other, but if I wait with Sync, then there's a chance that it might not actually do anything. Hmm. Does it matter, though? Because I have to spend, like, 2 mana to just replay this thing. I could just Sync this right now, just take 5 from Murktide. Then, like, play Hexcatcher into Sync. That seems like that's probably fine. I guess if I'm going to Otawara, I should wait until their turn. Good question is, do they have, like, Consigned to Memories in their main deck at all? I don't think so. I don't think they have anything in the main deck that would interact with Otawara. No, I think it's just, like, Counterspell and, like, Force of Negation, so it's probably okay. Just in case they decide they want to discard some more cards to the Frog. Oh, yeah, look, see, this is so good. Go ahead. I'm assuming they're just going to replay it here. And if they don't have a Fatal Push, I think they're just dead, right? Because I just attack them for 8. I think this worked out the way that we wanted it to. They played incredibly loosey-goosey with this frog. And they're on Murktide, which means this Harbinger is going to be fucking fantastic against them. This is like the reason that this card is in this deck. Now, if more of these decks transition to Oculus, this might be less necessary. Just because Mockingbird copying Oculus for 3 is also just as devastating, I think. But, I mean, definitely versus Murktide, this is for sure very, very good. So guess what? We're taking out Seas. We don't really need Harbinger of the Seas, or at least not all 4 of them, right? The Subtlety seems good. And the Tidebinder seems good. And do we make any other changes here? Yeah, we probably say Hexcatcher no, but Force of Negation yes, because of a drown or a Toxic Deluge. Okay, I mean, yeah, that seems really fine, right? All right, run it back. Let's go. Bring it. Fuck. Okay, well, this is not super terrible, but it's not really great either. All of our lands are really awkward here. Like, we don't have, like, a lot of good creatures here. On the draw, like, I am not actually that inclined to keep this. I think we can do way better in 6. This looks way better, yeah, for sure. Keep this, and kind of like all of these cards, but probably get rid of Flare. Okay, Preordain is fine. But both cards in the bottom, so their Preordain was pretty bad. Glasspool might be useful later. Let's get Vial in line. I mean, Tide Shaper here is totally fine to just play as a 2/2 for 1, so. Okay. Or yeah, copying Harbinger with Glasspool would also be pretty tight. Alright, opponent, what are you doing? You don't have Counterspell up. Spell Snare doesn't really do anything here. Kind of slow, opponent. I could just go after your Watery Grave and force you to, like, maybe Fatal Push this thing. I don't know. That seems like it could be okay. Fine with this. Maybe they have Mystical Dispute. That's possible. Oh, no, they're just going to consider. Okay, that is such a weird play. Why would you do this in response to me doing this? I don't understand that at all. Because if you just, like, tap out for a Murktide Regent, I'm just going to Tide Shaper you again. I don't know. I could just wait and, yeah. I can just Harbinger this thing back to your hand. Like, the only thing I'm worried about is Toxic Deluge, and, like, I'm not that worried about it right now. Because it's only going to kill, like, 1 creature, maybe 2. Okay. Nope, not going to do anything here. They just burned a lot of resources to try to get this Murktide out, so fuck it. Okay. And I can take this up to 3 and just do it again. Uh, so tick this one up. Leave this one on 2, I think. Oh, I kind of wish I had ticked it up to 3 knowing that I had this online, but that's okay. What are they going to do for 3? Draw 2 cards, be my guest. I don't think that's going to help you, because if you just, like, try to tap out... So they used Undercity to put Bowmasters in the graveyard again. Interesting. So if you just go for Murktide again, you actually are just dead, because I'm just going to play Master of the Pearl Trident and copy Glasspool Mimic with it. Or copy it with Mimic, yeah. Okay. Do this right. Okay, so tick these both up first. Beautiful. Okay. There we go. We won the match. Easy. Nothing to... We're going for the 5-0 again! Fuck. How is this my life? We just completely fail a league, then, like, succeed a league. Fail a league completely, and now we're just, like, on the another 5-0 run. Okay, sure. That's fine, I guess. It's good. This means that we have good content now for all the people who just joined last week. Hopefully they stuck through the first hour to see our glory here. Come on. Give me Mill again. Like, that's what we got last time, and that basically guaranteed that we got the 5-0. Just Mill for the 5th match again. Be assigned from Sveilun. That's true. I mean, I did start a new recording for it. I mean, maybe I'll release it separately like I did last time. I'm a big believer that if I'm streaming something, I don't like to hide it. So, if I think it's important that, people see that the failures that go into it's everything as well as the success. So, like, I'm not, I don't feel the need to just, like, delete stuff like that or anything, but I could just upload them separately like I did last time, so we can, like, see, like, here's, like, the first part of the stream where I failed, and then, like, the second part can be its own video. Maybe. That I might do that again. It takes a little bit more work to edit it like that, but I think it's worth it, so. You know, if we win this match, then I probably will do that. 1 4s and 0 5s. Yeah, you know, it's. I think it's just especially funny because this is now like the second like week in a row where we're doing this exact thing where we just like completely bomb a league and then somehow just like have a really good one after it. But I mean, part of my philosophy for doing this content in this channel is like I want people to get the full experience of playing Magic, and like part of that is like a lot of people when they're testing stuff, you might only see like the when they go like 5-0 and post those videos, whereas like I want you to understand the work that goes into, all those leagues and those 5-0. So sometimes that means like you are going to have like really abysmal leagues and like stuff that you don't want to show the world, but that how you like handle that, and I think that's also a big part of it, and because there are a lot of tournaments you might play in and you just like start off the day like 0-2 or 0-3, and it's a completely miserable feeling, but I think it's important to see it and know how to like deal with it and just like bounce back from it. So all right, we're on the play. Ah, fuck, I can't keep this. This is like one land is just not going to work. I have to mulligan this. This is actually keepable, I think. Though I'm probably getting rid of this Flare of Denial. They've mulliganed to 6. Yeah, I think I keep this and get rid of Flare. Okay. If we draw another land and we get like Spreading Seas online, then we're like very good here. So Force of Negation pitching Spell Snare. Oh my god. Okay, wait, what does that mean we're up against here? Sunken Citadel? What? Are we up against like some sort of mono blue devotion deck or some shit? Okay. I I kind of feel like I'm supposed to Tide Shaper this thing. I don't want them making 2 mana for whatever they're doing. I don't know what deck is playing Sunken Citadel, but I feel like I should probably have that information handy to me. Okay, I don't know if any deck is actually doing this. Like this is completely new territory for us here. And I'm not sure these Spreading Seas are actually going to be very helpful to us right now. Okay. Well, Spell Snare wasn't here to hit the Master of the Pearl Trident. That's good. So what do we do here? Gotta have something, right? Get the feeling this might be a mono blue deck, and this might have something like Nykthos in it. But I don't know. This is a very particular card. I've seen like builds around this, like around this and like Enigma Jewel for Pioneer. Oh god, that can't be good. Okay, well let's see. Do you have something to do with your white mana? No, they do not. Okay, just let it happen. Interesting. All right. Field of Ruin. Okay, there's the One Ring. I mean, I guess. Just like mono blue Tron or something. No, they can't be. They played a plane. I have no idea what deck could possibly be doing any of this. Okay. Uh, it has to be a combo deck of some sort. Like I can't imagine it's not. Hmm. I think my best bet is to just turn off the Field of Ruin here. I don't know if playing another Lord right now is going to help me. They might Force of Negate this, who knows? Just so they can fix their colors next turn. Nope, that happens. Okay. Neat. Okay. I mean, I guess maybe this is just tech for the Field of Ruin. We'll find out what happens here, I guess. You have another One Ring to play? I'm just curious if this is going to entice them to do anything. A Ganjo? Okay, all right. So we go to 2. All right, you have another One Ring, because if you don't, you're dead. All right, they're just digging for it, I guess. Find the One Ring or you die. Historic card. Okay. I don't think that does it, my guy. Okay. All right, I don't know what's going on here, but we're up a game versus this, so this looks like this is probably uh this is probably like an Azorius deck. So, okay. Okay. All right. I am like I don't think that this is a three-color deck. I think this is like an Azorius version of the One Ring Jeskai, something like that. So we should probably treat it something like that. Like Hexcatcher seems like it should be good. Tidebinder seems like it should be good. Spreading Seas is probably not very good. Subtlety seems like it should be really good. And I think I want Force of Negation. And I probably don't need the Tempo Bear, so Harbinger can go and Floodpits Drowner can go. Pretty sure this is the way that we're boarding this. I don't think that, yeah, this has got to be right. We're going for the 5-0 again. We're up a game here against, like, it looks like some sort of Azorius control deck, though it's not clear exactly what they're doing. I mean, this hand probably gets there, if I'm honest. They're keeping 7 cards. I think I'm supposed to keep this. I don't know. We'll see. Harbinger might not be as good versus this deck because they do seem to have more basic lands, so there's a good chance I'm casting this as a creature. Island, okay. Tamiyo, yeah. What do you mean looks like a Martyr deck? Like, Martyr what? You're gonna have to help me out here because I'm not sure what you mean by that. They do have Field of Ruin, this is true. They're playing like counter spells and the One Ring and playing and like Teferi Time Raveler, so it looks like a control deck. But I don't know. Martyr of Sands? I mean, I don't think so. I think I'm just flashing in Hexcatcher. I mean, I assume that it eats a counterspell, but we'll see. Okay, there's a spell snare. You cannot Field of Ruin my Mutavault, my guy. You cannot spell snare this either. I'm just hoping that, like, if they don't have white mana from Field of Ruin, I'm hoping that hurts them. Okay, well yeah, they don't have white here, so... They could have, but they did not, so... They don't have the One Ring, it looks like, either. That's neat. I'm thinking they might have Vendilion Clique in their deck, because I think they have a stop in my draw step. Yeah, Tamiyo is going to be an issue, but you know what? We'll cross that... We'll burn that bridge down when we get to it, I guess. Interesting. Sure, I guess. I think I'm fine with us going back on top of the deck, if I'm perfectly honest. I'm just going to cast another one here, and then... I have Island Walk, so yeah, I can start getting in damage here. I might even cast Glasspool Mimic and Aether Vial next turn. Let's see. Or actually, I could just play Glasspool as a land, then have Flare of Denial plus Master up. That's also fine. This is such a weird match. I am not sure what to think about this. I'm nervous, and my nose always gets itchy when I'm nervous. Guess they could flip Tamiyo here if they want, but I'm not sure how much good that does them here. I don't know if flipping this is actually really all that good. Like, we can just kill this thing, can't we? Like, what, they get Spell Snare back? That's not gonna do shit. What the fuck is this? Elixir of Immortality? Is this fucking 2013? What is going on? What? I need answers right now. Somebody. Tell me what is happening to my life. Oh my god. Alright, do you have a plan for this master here? I don't think you do. All this thing's gonna do... It gets -1, -0, right? Okay, so... I could just kill Tamiyo here, but... I could also just attack them for a bunch. I still have Flare of Denial up. They can get... Like, getting back Spell Snare doesn't really do anything. I don't know, like, I don't know what to think here. I get the impression that maybe they have another subtlety, but, like, I don't really care if they do. Okay. They could have Solitude, I guess? I just want my Flare mana up. So I could attack them for 5. If I attack, like... This will be 2, 2, and 3 next turn. That doesn't seem very good. I guess let's just kill Tamiyo. Why not? I'm attacking them for 10 this way next turn. It doesn't seem like it changes the clock at all. Still like 2 turns no matter what. But I guess this way gets rid of the potential for them to get back Spell Snare, so maybe they just have more dead cards in hand. Let's see what happens. Okay. Ball's in your court, opponent. What are we doing? Okay, neat. Sure, Preordain, I don't give a fuck about this. The only thing I'm countering is, like, probably the One Ring. They put 2 cards in top. Alright, that's worth noting. Yeah, I think I need to counter that. Okay, they had Mystical Dispute. I mean, sure. Yep. Interesting. Okay. I mean, Mockingbird is a pretty good card here. The safe thing to do might be to copy Harbinger of the Tides just in case they end up getting a Solitude. Because that does seem like a card they might be playing. Alright, let's cast Vial and see if they want to, like, force it. I feel a lot safer that they're not going to have access to real mana as long as I have 2 Harbingers out, so... And I don't think that they can, like, get rid of everything, even if they draw a basic Plains. Sure. And they're at the point they kind of have to keep chaining One Rings in order to stay alive at this point, so... They're probably just going to draw a bunch of stuff that they can't do. Like, yeah, their board is really dangerous to them here, so... Okay, they did find a Plains. Okay, so what are they going to do? A Ganjo is definitely something that could happen to me right now. I got to be careful about that. Alright, now this time I'm definitely going to copy a Lord here. I'm going to trick them, though. I'm going to see if... Well, I don't know. Maybe that was not a good idea. Alright, I'm going to copy a Lord. I thought maybe, you know, I could trick them. I could just try to kill them. I mean, I probably should just do that. If they have a Ganjo, they can kill one of them. That's fine. I expect that that's the case. Sure. But I mean, this hurts them. This puts them in very lethal range with the One Ring, so... Yeah, it is a lot of damage, so... I could have just attacked with the Harbingers and then just did 10, but like I get the extra damage in this way, and the One Ring is now like very dangerous to them. If they don't find another One Ring, they're actually just gonna die. Well, okay, they have the Elixir of Immortality, so they can gain a little bit of life, but I still have way more than enough to kill them, so we'll see. And they probably only have like one or two of these in their deck. Look, Mockingbird is looking very strong here. They clearly don't have any counter spells, right? Okay, timely reinforcements. Okay. So they're gonna go up to 14. That's still not enough. All right, they didn't have it. 5-0 again! Again! Oh my god, that's 2 weeks in a row. Look at this. Mockingbird was again just fantastic for us here. Oh, fucking hell. All right, look, this is beautiful. Beautiful chat. Oops, no, not the intro. No. I want my deck list here so you can see the sideboard. Look, this is great. Okay, just absolutely just ridiculous. All right. I think Harbinger looked a little bit less good this time, but it was still fine. Like, I still think it was better than Silvergill. We did see a fair number of Bowmasters, and some of them just got like thrown away because it didn't do a whole lot against us, which is, you know, very good. It did get to bounce a Murktide, which was pretty big news. So I like it for that reason alone. But yeah, I don't know. I'll probably continue to play with it just because I don't really. There's not really a whole lot better here that I'd want to play with, and I think that it synergizes with our Chalice plan. So yeah, look, honestly, as long as we can avoid like getting just curb stomped by insane like Boros energy draws, it seems like that's probably the way to go here. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Like, I don't know. We did play a game in like the first half of the stream where it was we had like everything against Boros and they still managed to win anyway. So like their best hands are just like unbeatable to us. That's for sure. But I think, you know, if Harbinger and like the Spreading Seas and Chalice can like really beat a lot of their like medium hands, so that's just kind of where we're at. We just have to hope that they don't have like a really good hand. So we're never gonna beat it, but yeah. I continue to be super impressed with this card. Look, I know there's some people who don't believe in this, but we copied so many good things with Mockingbird. It was amazing every time we played it. Like, this card does everything that we want. It's a 1-drop that we can play to just like fuel our Flare of Denial. That's fine. It is, yeah, it's absolutely just like awesome when we're copying Lords with it. We can copy our own Harbingers to give us protection. Can copy our opponent's stuff when we don't have anything good out. So yeah, I mean that ends up being relevant versus the energy deck if they like have a Ocelot Pride or something. Like, copying it with, it's way better for us to copy it with our own Mockingbird than to just have a 1/1 flyer. So good. And it's also good versus Bowmasters, because if they play Bowmasters against us, we can just copy their Bowmasters and kill it. That's great. And again, if Oculus Eye becomes like a more popular replacement to Murktide, our Mockingbird for 3 mana can copy their Oculus and start manifesting Dread ourselves. And the thing is, our manifest Dreads are going to be way better than theirs because we have so many more creatures that we can hit off of it. Like, we can flip up Lord of Atlantis with it and just like have our team like Alpha Strike out of nowhere. So I love it. This card is great. It's it's not perfect, but I think that it's definitely like I think it's a card that we should be playing with right now. It's just so powerful, and it fits in our curve where we need it. So I don't know that I don't really think we need Floodpits Drowner, but I left one in this slot because I thought it'd be fun, and so it's still good against the Dimir deck. I just don't really need it a lot. So this could be anything else. Maybe I could put like a Force of Negation in this spot or something, but I mean, this card was never like bad. It just like, I don't think it's like terribly good either. So maybe it stays the way it is, but like, If you wanted to change something, I would look at maybe like this slot, like could be something else. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the only thing that like I really have to say about this deck. So it could be another island, but like I don't know. Like we already have 21 lands as it is, so I'm fine with it. We could be at 20. Maybe you could make it another Glasspool Mimic. That's actually possible. I kind of like the idea of this just being another Glasspool. Sure. You know, if you want to do that, I would say, yeah, go for that. That seems fine. We do not have Sveiloon. Look, I keep telling people this, and you have to listen to me. And, I mean, clearly I must be onto something because somehow this keeps working. Stop trying to win fair games of Magic, okay? We're not going to do that. It's just not going to happen at this point in the metagame, all right? You are never going to beat Boros at a fair game of Magic, and you should not even be trying. And, like, there are so many decks like that where you should just not be trying to just interact with them fairly like we used to in the past, okay? Island cheese them out, okay? We're playing with Harbinger and Spreading Seas because we really just... If we want to stop our opponent from playing Magic at all, alright? If we let our opponents play, they're probably going to win. But if we don't let them play Magic, then we're probably going to win. So that's where I fall in this. So, yeah. And Sveiloon's really, really good at playing fair Magic. The problem is that, like, no deck right now is a deck that we want to be playing fair Magic against. So, there's no point. The only, like, deck I would consider that we might want to play fair Magic against is, like, Dimir Murktide. And as long as Orcish Bowmasters exist, Sveiloon is going to be uniquely bad against that one card because it just brick walls her forever. Like, sure, you could try against Jeskai, but it's so much easier to just, like, Harbinger Jeskai out of the game and then just protect it with, like, free counterspells and, like, subtleties and stuff. There's no point. Like, why would you want to take the hard route to winning a game in 2024 when you could just, like, do this? This is the most important card in our deck right now, and we need to be building our deck in such a way that when we play this card, it needs to end the game. And that's why I'm playing with Spreading Seas, because I believe in that plan that if you just reduce the amount of stuff that your opponent can do until you play Harbinger, you will likely win those games. Not guaranteed. I mean, we've seen, like, you know, the energy deck can still sometimes just, like, luck sack their way back into a game, even post Harbinger, but, like, your best chances are the games where you go, like, Seas into Harbinger and then they just don't get to cast any more spells. Absolutely that. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. So, yeah. This is another 5-0, so I'm very happy with this, and I don't know, I'm just... It's interesting to me how, like, we just had, like, Failure League into, like, Perfect Success into Failure League into Perfect Success. So, you know, disregard any game with energy. The thing is, the games against energy are not unwinnable unless you have to play fair Magic. That's what I'm trying to convey to you. Like, if we get to do our thing and, like, seize them and then Harbinger them out, like, we will win those games most of the time. Not all the time, but most of it. And Chalice of the Void helps with that. And once you side it in, like, it can, again, act kind of like a Spreading Seas, where if they have, like, a basic Plains or a basic Mountain, like, casting Chalice of the Void means if they have one spell that they can cast with those lands, like a Galvanic Discharge or a Static Prison, no, they don't. You can just go, like, Chalice into Harbinger, and it is just as effective that way, so... And, yeah, so that doesn't mean they have some stuff they can do. Like, Ajani is just very dangerous. Like, anytime that card resolves, we're in a lot of danger. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to try Harbinger, because it makes it really hard for them to, like, do Ajani things post-Harbinger. If we can just start bouncing creatures back to their hand that they cannot replay, it'll make it way easier to try to deal with Ajani. So that's my hope with this. But, yeah, I don't know. It's... I think that this card is okay against energy, and I think it's great versus Murktide, and those are, like, two of the more popular decks at the moment, so, yeah. And the matches where we don't need this card, I mean, we have a bajillion things we can bring in to replace it anyway that are, you know, way better, so I'm okay with this. The worst case scenario is it's, like, a 2/2, so we can play a creature in turn 2 that doesn't die to Bowmasters. And I'm happy with that. So... All right, everybody, thank you again for being here. I really do appreciate it. Um, I think, yeah, I'll probably just edit this 5-0 to just be by itself in the stream. So, yeah, the first league was only like 3 matches, and yeah, maybe I'll just like talk about it now, just so like I don't know. Maybe I just won't upload like the 3 matches. If anybody wants to watch them, they're on the Twitch replay for like the next few weeks or however long it is until it deletes them. But they're not really worth watching because it's just like our opponents just like drawing everything that they could possibly need to break our lock, or just like us just not drawing anything other than mana sources. So there's nothing really interesting to be gleaned from it. Other than that, sometimes you just have like really, poor luck running into a league. So we went 0-3 and then I dropped it and started a new league and then we went 5-0. That's the story here. So, but like I don't know. We played against some interesting decks here. Like I did not expect that Azorius deck at the end. Like I am pretty sure that there is not like a lot of people playing anything remotely like that. And there's also that birthing ritual deck. Like that's not like a huge deck at the moment as far as I know. So, but it is like a really tough deck for us to defeat, and we still found a way to victory anyway. And I think Mockingbird was a huge part of that, because us being able to copy their own Skyclave apparitions was like very, very good. Yeah. It gave us a way to get rid of birthing ritual, because we could just like copy Skyclave and get rid of it, and then copy Skyclave with another one and just get rid of Skyclave. So they're not ephemerating it or anything like that. Oh, no, 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 no. Get the fuck out of here. We're not doing that. We're not advertising in my channel here, so. But there we go. Once again, Merfolk proves that this deck, there's still a route to victory with this, and I hope that people are starting to come around to this idea of like, when in doubt, seize them out. All right, carpe diem. You know what? Hold on. Well, we're gonna celebrate with this, and we're gonna celebrate because with the meme. I made this like a really, really long time ago, but it's one of my favorite ones from back in the day. All right, where is it? Magic, Merfolk memes. I have an entire folder of just Merfolk memes. Look. This is the one. That's right. Carpe diem. Seize the day. That's where we're going to leave it for today. So, everyone, thank you for watching. If you do me a favor and click the thumbs up on the replay, I would really, really appreciate that. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about it. So, this was another really fun league to play. I appreciate everybody being here with me. So, let's go find somewhere else to raid, and then we'll call it a night. But, we'll be back at it again soon enough. I was also thinking I might like start dicking around with Legacy again, because I haven't really explored Legacy at all since Harbinger of the Seas came out, and I kind of want to, because I was thinking about whether I want to go to play an Eternal Weekend or not, but I don't know. I'm not like hugely on one way or the other, so I haven't decided that. And maybe if I play Legacy and get a feel for where that format's at the moment, and I might know. So, all right, let's see. Oh, what we got? Young Peasy is playing. I think we're gonna go and check that out. I think it looks like he's playing the Modern Challenge. Okay, and that's where we're gonna go. So, all right, everybody, thank you for being here. I'm gonna send you off to go and watch some more Modern, and that's right. We'll be back. We'll play more fishies. I don't know what exactly we're gonna play next, but I love fish in every format, so that's what. That's kind of my thing. It's been my thing for a long time, and it will continue to be my thing for as long as the Merfolk remains remotely playable. So it means a lot to me that everybody comes here and hangs out with me while I do this, because it makes it a lot easier to do this when it's not just me alone. So thank you, everybody. I'll see you again next time. Take it easy.